To my channel again. um in this video we are not going to do analysis, but probably maybe at the end of this video I will analyze how I was able to catch this trade. So in this video, it's all about the 5 key things that you need to put in place before you can start seeing profitability. If you don't have these 5 things, then you are just starting. So without wasting your time, let's dive into it. The first thing you have to do as a trader, whether you are the old one or someone that is still coming into the trading space, is that you need to have one specific strategy. Stop jumping from strategy to strategy. Pick one model, whether it's SMC, price, whichever one it's called. Pick one, then master it. That's all you need. Or, as I used to say, all strategy works. There's no specific strategy that will give you the perfection that you are looking for. This is not the game of perfection or certainty. It's a game of profitability. This um, industry is not about how good you are. It's about how well you can think in market perspective. So a lot of people are failing because they want to put all they've known, they are thinking, they want to force it on the market, whereas market has its own thinking, it has its own mind. So all you need to do is to align with how market behaves. So, and for you to start understanding that, you need one and the major thing, which is strategy. I'm not saying strategy is the only thing, it's one of the major things you need before you can start seeing profitability. So when you have the strategy, for example, let's say you are using smart money concept, you need to understand your entry model. You don't need to be having 10, 5, 6, 7 entry model. That will lead to confusion. Master one entry model, master the entry, master the structure, master the liquidity, backtest it, forward test it, then stick to one strategy. Your strategy is not the problem. Your lack of mastery of that strategy is where the problem is. So that's it for the point number one. Point number two, you need to have a clear execution plan. Very clear and simple execution plan. You don't need to stress yourself. The strategy you've mastered, design a plan around it, where to enter, what I need to see, where to get out, where to put my stop loss, where to put my TP. Just put all those plans. Those are the plans that will guide you, that will guide your other point that we're going to mention, and that will make trading becoming more reasonable and more easy for you. So you need to have execution plan. You need to have how much am I going to risk, where your stop loss will be, your TP, your RR, everything have to be put in place based on your back testing and the data you've collected on that strategy. Because no plan is equal to gambling. When you have a plan, that's when business turn to a business. That's when trading turn to a business for you. So, and you don't want to be a gambler. That's why a lot of people say trading is a gamble. It's not a gamble. It's because they don't put in the measure that they need to put before they can start seeing profitability. So they end up being a gambler inside the trading space. So the third one, which is one of the also most important thing, is for you to start thinking in probability. I've emphasized on this before. These are one of the things I put in place when I started, before I started seeing changes in my trading. So I switched from thinking in a normal way that we've been taught, one trade base to a series of trade base. I stopped thinking in about a particular trade. I shifted from outcome driven to the process driven, and the only way you can shift to that process driven is when you stop thinking about a particular trade. You start thinking in probability. For example, you can say, okay, I will execute my trading plan, my setup for the next 10 trade. So if you have 10% to trade with of your capital, you can divide it into 10 and know that you will risk 1%. Risking 1% is going to be fixed, and you know that your job is to execute your trading plan in the next 10 trade. Because you understand that, you know that if you lose the first one, it's not really going to get to you. Second one, you know that you still have 8 trade to go. Third one, you still have, because win or loss is randomly distributed. So if you are going to have 60%, maybe your trading strategy is 60% win rate, you don't know the exact trade that is going to win. This trade that you think is sure is might not win, and the one that you think is not sure will be the one. So you don't need to know whether it's going to play out or it's not going to play out. Since you have the data, since you have back tested, all you need to do is to just keep executing your trade. And if you execute your trade over the series of trade, you will discover that you won 6 and you lose 4, and maybe your RR is 1 to 3. That's 6 times 3 then minus 4. You are definitely become profitable, and this will make trading become easy for you instead of thinking is one trade that is going to change your life. Your edge plays out over the time, not in one trade. So you have to understand that the losses is also part of the game. Then the fourth one, which is the one that is the backbone of the first three that we've talked about, is you have to apply discipline. You need discipline in order to be able to carry out the first three process that the point we've listed. You need to follow your rules or your trading plan even when it's uncomfortable. You don't need to overtrade. You don't need to revenge trade. You don't need to just take random trade because of how you feel. Discipline is very simple. Discipline is doing what you said you will do even when you don't feel like doing it. That's all what discipline is all about. It's not about your feelings, it's not about how you feel, it's not about what you know, it's not about your experience. It's about doing exactly what you have on your trading plan. So that's what discipline is all about, and you have to apply that in order for you to be able to use the first 3 points that I mentioned effectively. And without discipline, there is no way you can be profitable in this industry, because you can win trade based on single trade, but can you consistently win trade? That's where discipline comes in. And the last one, which is more important, people put it under psychology. All this thing I'm saying is all about what they call psychology, but I just have to break it down into 5 for you. People put this 5, the fifth point, under psychology, and because it's more of emotional thing. So you need emotional awareness, and you need to learn how to not to control but to manage your emotion. We are all emotional being. If you lose money, you feel emotion. If you make money, you feel emotion. You just have to manage it. So a lot of people they fall into the trap of kind of euphoria. When they are doing good, they feel they are untouchable and they've hacked the system and so on. But the market have its way of humbling you. So you need to regulate your emotion. You need to know what your triggers are. You need to know your fear. When do fear comes in? When do greed comes in? When the impatience comes in? So you need to know all these things. So you need to journal. Your journal is like a data collection book for you. So you need to see the repeated pattern in what you are doing. And for you to be able to do that, you need to be aware. Awareness is the number one. You need awareness, most especially emotional awareness. When you start feeling this sensation in your mind, in your heart, the tightness in your heart, maybe you start fear, the fear kicking, maybe the greed kicking, should I close, should I, why you are having all those experiences? Because you've thrown away your trading plan, because your trading plan should tell you when to take in profit, when to leave the market, when to stay in the market, when to make a decision. So when you have the emotional awareness, when you start feeling like this, you will see, you will get to a stage when you need to so much concentrate on the process of your trading than the outcome of your trading. For me, e get to a stage whenever maybe I just, we are human, maybe I just go against my trading plan, I will not have rest of mind. But any trade I trade that goes according to my trading plan, even if it's going against me, I will just say, well, I'm executing my setup. So what the outcome don't really matter. But if I just trade based on my instinct and so on, when that trade is going against me, I started feeling uncomfortable because I know that I'm not following my plan. So if you can put these 5 things into your trading, you can put it, you can organize it, and follow it the way you say it is going to be, the way you plan it, then you will start seeing difference in your trading career. So master these 5 things and you will realize profitability is not about finding the holy grail strategy. It's about becoming a right trader. So that's it for this video, and I hope you learn 1 or 2 things for this video. So, and if you have value, if you get value in this video, kindly like, share and subscribe. So that's it for the point that I want to share. So in this trade, I don't want to do the overall analysis, but I just want you to see what I'm doing. You can see that we have a break of structure here. You can see we had a break of structure here. Sorry, you can see that we have a break of structure here like this because of what market sweep this liquidity. And that's what I saw, and I see that another inducement was here, and we had this like this break of structure because market sweep this inducement, mitigate this other block. So when I came back and I saw that okay, there is this an inducement, and we had what we can call a decisional POI here. There is no extreme. Immediately market flashed below this decisional POI. I knew that the liquidity at the extreme is what the market is coming to take. And as you can see, immediately I saw that market took out this liquidity and give me a very good rejection. I just have to follow the trend. So that's why I'm following this market. I'm not taking too much, just taking 1 to 2. So the market is almost at the TP. So I will monitor it and I will see what will happen.